All right, class. So last week we found the domain and ranges of functions. So now we can finally move on to the last lesson, and that is writing the rule for the functions. So sometimes you will need to write the rule for a function. So there are a lot of different times when you write the rule. One of those times is when you're given a relationship. So we're going to start with the relationship here. You are filling your pool with water at a constant rate. After 10 minutes, you notice the water has risen 6 inches. So the first step is we want to determine the input. What quantity would be the independent variable? Well, in most situations like this, the independent variable is going to be your time. Time is always independent if it's included in the problem. So we'd see after 10 minutes, so time is going to be our independent variable because time doesn't really ever include or depend on anything else. 10 minutes is 10 minutes. So now we're going to determine the output. What quantity would be the dependent variable? Well, one thing is depending on time, and that's going to be the height of the water. We notice that the water has risen 6 inches after 10 minutes, so the height of the water is dependent upon how long water has been pouring into it. So step 3, write the relationship as an equation. So what do we do to the input value to determine the output value? Well, we know it's going to be something with f of x, and we know that it rose 10 inches after 6 minutes. So we know that, so we are going to have division here. It rose 10 inches after 6 minutes. So that's going to simplify to 5 over 3x. So it's rising 5 inches every 3 minutes. So now if we flip over here, we can use a table when writing a rule given a relationship, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So now we're going to look at the situation where a mechanic charges an initial payment of $25 for his services. Then he charges $10 an hour. So write the rule for the cost of the mechanic for X number of hours. So we're going to fill in the table as we go. So after 0 hours of service, what is the cost? Well, after 0 hours, all we've paid so far is the flat fee, the $25. So after 0 hours, the cost is going to be $25. After 1 hour of service, what is the cost? Well, we've still already paid our flat fee of $25, and now after 1 hour, we are going to add $10 for the cost of that hour for a total cost of $35. So after 1 hour, we're now up to $35. After 2 hours of service, what is the cost? Well, we have our flat fee of $25 plus the price per hour, which is $10. And now, how many hours has he worked? 2. So 10 times 2, that's 20. 25 plus 20 is 45. So now, after 2 hours, we have $45 as our total cost. So if we can continue that pattern of adding $10 for each hour, we know that we're going to have $55 here, and we're going to have $65 here. So now we want to look at, after any number of hours, what is the cost? So we're going to use the variable x to represent any amount of hours for our cost. So our flat fee, we still have $25. Our price per hour is still $10, but now we have x as our number of hours. So our total cost for x number of hours is going to be the rule for our function. So we're going to have f of x equals 10x plus 25. So we know for any number of hours, we just multiply that by 10 and then we add 25. So this right here is our rule. So I hope maybe walking through after 0, 1, 2 hours can help you see how we can develop that rule. So that's a useful trick to learn, is using a table to help you write the rule.